Well, okay, everybody, in this short video, I'm going to show you how to launch and utilize the Respondus lockdown monitoring software that you'll need to use to take the exams in this course. So let's first look at where you can get the download information. Go to the exam tab in the class. Somewhere in there, I'll have a Respondus lockdown browser section. There are a little bit of instructions tell you about it, what we're trying to do with the software, and so forth. I'll mention looking at it in a minute. To download the software, what you're going to want to do is click on the link, and it'll bring you up to their web page. And then simply you can watch a little video on how to install it and so forth, and you can look at the terms and conditions, which you'll have to do every time you take the test. But then you simply hit install now. Note where you load it. I've already got it installed in this computer, so I won't be doing that. But it will, and when you start it, it's going to ask you some permissions, and it'll go through and install. It takes maybe 4 or 5 minutes at the most to install it, not a whole lot of time. So once we have it installed, now in order to take the test, you can't do it in your regular browser. You're going to have to launch that browser. So let me close this out. And I've actually got a link to it on my desktop. We can just click on that, or you can navigate through it to using whichever navigation system, whatever your computer has, which may be a little bit different for each one. In this case, it's under the R's browser. It's going to come up with a little insert that says if ask you if you want to allow the pop-up, click yes. It's going to load. Now here's where you need to know your username and password, because it's not going to allow you to input it using any software that you have that's already there. Now, but first, in this case, there's software that's open on the computer that cannot be opened when the program is running. Some of the software the browser can close. PowerPoint, it can't. So in order to do that, you have to close the PowerPoint. So you click OK, it's going to close out of the program. I had left PowerPoint open with nothing on it because I was just trying to get it to error out, and it did. So now I'm going to go back and I'll just open the program back up, same method. This time there should be no more error message. The only error that can occur now is me forgetting my username and password. Okay, so got to get it all typed in right. Okay, if I did that right, it should log in. There it does. I'm going to go back to the class that I'm using for this demonstration, interviewing and report writing, and I'm going to go into the student mode so you'll get the mode that you would as a student. The exam that I've got set up is in the weekly content, week 1, so I'm going to have to scroll to that. One of the things you'll see when you're running an exam that requires this, there'll be a note on there. You need a webcam and you need Respondus lockdown browser. This lockdown browser only allows you to go into the school's Blackboard web page. Doesn't allow you to open up any other browsers and so forth. So it's a very limited browser, but it doesn't allow you to switch over to any other programs. So when we're going to take the exam, you're going to just click on it like you normally would. You'll click on begin, and then it's going to enter into the lockdown browser mode. Now, if you're taking it in a proctored location, and you would be able to do it in a regular browser if you had the password. No password here, so we're going to continue on. We're in the lockdown browser. Again, you can sit there and read the terms and conditions. I'm sure all of you will, and then press the key, yes, or I agree. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is a webcam check. You need to make sure that your webcam is working. And it is, so I'm going to click yes. Now we're going to do a 5-second video. Now in this 5-second video, it's not a lot of time. All I want you to do is state your name and where you're taking the exam. And the reason I want that, if for some reason your personal computer is not working and you're taking it at the learning lab at the college, there will be other voices in the background. So I'd like you to just say your name and the Learning Lab. That way I know to expect the other voices. I know to expect other, maybe other people walking behind you on an occasion. If you're taking it home, just say your name and at home, or your name and at a friend's house, whatever. To do this recording, you simply click on the record 5-second video, and then it's going to give you Craig Foss at home. Okay. So it's done that. It takes a couple seconds for it to load it. You'll see it doesn't give you the best sound. Okay, so if it's good, you can either do it again if it didn't come out, or you hit continue to move to the next section. The next section, we are going to be looking at taking a picture of yourself. Just kind of make sure you're right in the screen. Picture, that looks like me, that's good. You can take it again if you don't want to. Then the next section is you're going to want to show your ID. And of course I didn't have my ID with me, but you would hold it up so that I can read it, get it in front of the screen, hit take picture, and just assume I've got an ID in front of me, which I don't, but make sure you can read it. If you can't read it, hit try again, and then go from there. Then we're going to continue. And the next thing, there will be some additional instructions. These are the generic instructions. I haven't changed them. Like, for instance, I allow you to use your notes. If you were taking it in a different class, there would be what they call an environment check, where you would actually have to take your computer or your webcam, whichever however you have it, and scan the room to show that everything, that you don't have extra notes out there, that there's no other people in the room, and so forth. Of course, since I allow you to use your notes, I'm not having you do that scan. Okay, once you've gone through these instructions, then you click continue, and you'll begin the exam. Or, well, it comes up one more screen that says begin exam. Now you begin the exam. You take it the same way you always have. Now, if I'm taking this exam, and I'm going to really work hard on this, I'm not going to read anything. So you keep going through them. If, for instance, the dog starts scratching on the door and she wants out, and you've got to do it, or you're afraid there'll be some smelly problems in the house, take care of that business, get back to the computer, and then verbally tell me why you left. I mean, I don't need big details, but just kind of let me know that you're not running into the other room to go get answers. Now, if you get up after every question and run in the other room, then I'm going to have some problems. If you get up once during the exam, that's probably not an issue. Twice, we're starting to have an issue. And if it's more than that, yeah, we've got a big issue. You can't keep getting up, but if it happens once, I've got no problem. Someone else walks in the room. You need to let them know that you're taking an exam and ask them to leave, that you have to be in the room by yourself when taking the exam. Of course, if you're in the learning lab, don't tell everybody they have to get out because you're taking the exam, because that's where we expect other people in the room. We also will expect to have flags on there because of other people, or hear other voices on the monitor, and so forth. So, those kinds of things are not going to be an issue because of the nature. Now, from my side as an instructor, I will be able to watch the entire video. I won't be watching the entire video, but I will have that opportunity to do so. But what we get is, we get the ID, we get your picture, we get that short video segment, and then we get little thumbnails from several different places. And if something kind of looks out of place, then you can go to that point in the video and watch what the person was doing at the time. That also flags you if you get up and walk away from the computer, or if a different face is seen in the computer, or a different person walks through the room. And, those are the kinds of things we're looking. Different voices being heard. That's why I've got you telling me who you are. That way we've got your voice, and so forth at the front. So, those are the type of things we're looking for. I don't think I'm going to have any issues with anybody, but the integrity of the testing is something that the college and the accreditors are looking at, and this is how we do things. Sometimes you'll get extraneous voices in the background, like the dog barking. I'm in the backyard when I'm doing this, and my dear old dog is barking at the dog next door. But anyway, This kind of shows you what's going to happen when you finish the test and you save it. Again, you're going to get the same, things, the same type of information that you would when you normally take the test. But before you actually get through with it, it's going to ask if you had any issues. If you did, you let them know so they know, how they can fix things in the future. In this case, everything went smoothly. Hit submit feedback. Now I get the information from Blackboard on how long it took to take the test, and then I find out that I got 30 out of 100. That's pretty good. Okay, well that's it. If you have any questions, you give me a call, send me an email. If there are technical issues, you can get with with either the support people from Respondus or the college IT people. I'm told by some other instructors at a Reefson's conference that they've never had any issues with anybody with a PC launching this program, but they've had some issues with Mac computers that were easily worked out by the IT people, so they can be worked out. Again, if you have any questions, shoot me an email.